Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Union Softball. It's opening night here at the Union Baseball and Softball Complex on the campus of the Union Freshman Academy for the first matchup between the Sand Springs Sandites and your Union Redhawks. First, let's meet the starting lineups for the Sandites. Batting first, number 10, playing shortstop, Kelsey Hilton. Batting second, number 7, playing third base, Mckenna Stevens. Batting third, number 16, second baseman, Abby Glasgow. Batting fourth, playing first base, number 20, Addie Hughes. Batting fifth, playing center field, number 4, Morgan Rector. Batting sixth, number 3, left fielder, Kenzie King. Batting seventh, the pitcher, number 22, Caden Barnes. Batting eighth, catcher, number 27, Liva Alexander. I butchered it. Batting ninth, right fielder, number 11, Ashlyn Clark. And batting 10th, the rover, number 12, Abby Wakefield. And now the starting lineups for your Union softball team. At shortstop, batting first, number 14, Monica Franklin. Batting second at center field, number 6, Lily Hantz. Batting third, your pitcher, number 3, JC4. Batting fourth, playing second base, number 15, Alex Magara. Batting fifth, playing left field, number 10, Danny Perez. Number 5, Bailey Dickerson. Batting seventh, the rover, 00, Jocelyn Williams. Batting eighth, playing right field, number 7, Harmony Zog. Batting ninth, first baseman, Bree Arvey. And batting 10th, the catcher, number 11, Trinaya James. Your assistant coaches are Courtney Dobson and Jerry Pease, and your head coach is Brett Morgan. Ladies and gentlemen, the Union Redhawks. And now at this time, if you would please rise or remain standing for the playing of our national anthem. Thank you, your umpires, for this afternoon are Jerry Daly and Melvin Chansey. Your scoreboard operator and official scorer are Sean Four, and I'm your announcer, Jim Douthit. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Red Hawk softball. And with that, we say good afternoon to everybody listening on the Union Sports Network. It's opening night because of weather against the Sand Springs Sandites. And we'll bring the Bartlesville Bruins to you later on about 7:30. Thankfully to be joined again by the one and only Sean Four, who'll be with us. We're supposed to have 5 home games, hopefully this time around, Sean, so we'll see. But, Sean, thanks for being back, and your girls got the bump this afternoon, the circle, if you will. Yeah, I know. I screwed that up already.
No worries.
Glad to have you here.
It's great to be back.
Yeah, it's awesome to have you. So we could talk a lot about the differences in the sport and between, obviously, what we do in the fall and what happens here in the spring. And we'll get into all that. We've got plenty of game time to talk about it. But let's talk about one of the serious pieces that's missing from this team, and that's Sidney Owens.
Yeah, so Sidney is a senior, and she has decided to hang up her cleats. It just got to be too much on her body, and for health reasons and, myriad of other reasons, she has decided to hang it up.
Yep.
We will miss her greatly.
Miss her greatly, for sure. Leading off for the Sandites, number 10, Kelsey Hilton. So the shortstop sets in. As we looking around our outfield, Perez, Hance, Williams, and Zog make up the 4 in the outfield. Left to right, Dickerson and Frankly on the left side of the field, and that's ripped up the middle. Played by Hance, and she'll get it back in. Magara and Arvey, your second and first baseman. And, of course, the battery is 4 and James. First pitch, base hit. And we've talked about this a lot. This is a quick game.
It is a very quick game. It's
Now batting number 7, Mckenna Stevens. And I almost forget to do my job as I'm doing 2 or 3. And you've got 2 jobs going on as well. So the runner on first is Kelsey Hilton. She led off with a base hit. That's drilled to left field over Perez's head. That'll go to the wall. Hilton will come around. They're going to send her. Throw to home, not in time. As 4 cuts it off, and Stevens is in with a stand-up double. Nice piece of hitting here. Now, big difference here. How much can JC change what she's doing as far as pitching go? You're not getting a lot of movement on the ball in slow pitch. What can she do?
She can work inside or outside.
Okay.
And she can throw a little bit of a backspin ball, which will 9 times out of 10 result in a pop-up.
Like that?
Yeah.
That's shallow. It's going to fall, though.
That's got to be caught.
That should be caught. Throw back in, runner over. Stevens is safe, and Glasgow's on with a single. But, again, like you said, that should have been caught. Talk about it. The one senior on the field right now is JC4. A lot of youth out here.
A lot of youth. Not sure on freshmen, but I know that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4 or 5 sophomores.
And that's going to be ripped up the middle. Nicely played. Backhanded out at second, but the run will score. So Addie Hughes will reach on a fielder's choice. And Glasgow will come around to score, and it's quickly 2-0. Center fielder Morgan Rector. So Rector will step in now with a runner on first. That's up the middle. Nicely played again. Franklin with some good range, but they can't handle the transfer, and everybody's safe. Let's be fair to the process. A, youth. We've talked about that.
Yes.
B, it is cold.
It is very cold.
Left fielder Kenzie King. As you see Kenzie King step into the plate, if you could see that at home, she's got a sweatshirt on. And if you think it's cold there, thankfully, thanks to Charlie Bushyhead, we have heat.
Yes.
So, and Andy Irwin for being here early and turning the heat on. Okay, you brought your heater too. So we got all kinds of heat going on. I long for 75-degree weather. And that's ripped. Williams will charge it. And everybody's going to be safe. They'll hold up. Bases are loaded. And I'm going to say this is Caden Barnes, the pitcher. Kenzie King was the last one up, right? I'm off a little bit.
Correct. So we have 1 out, 2 runs in, so that's 5 or 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 7 hole.
This is 7, Caden Barnes. Pitcher, Caden Barnes. It's Caden Barnes steps in.
That could be two.
To Megara. To second. Over to first. Not in time. Run scores. Addie Hughes will score from third. And Barnes gets an RBI. Catcher, Lively Alexander. Again to Megara. She's been busy tonight. Over to second and in time, but not before 3 runs come across. Union's coming up, down by 3. Welcome back here to Red Hawk Softball. Hey, the next home game will be a doubleheader on March 29th as Haskell and Jinx come to town. First pitch is about 4:45 versus Haskell. And then around 7 p.m. for the Jinx game, you can catch all the action live right here with Sean Ford and myself on the Union Sports Network. So that'll be fun. What's crazy about this schedule, Sean, is that for whatever reason, we're loaded up front at the front part of the schedule with home games. And then the last 20 games are on the road, it seems like.
So we did not start. Some of these teams have been playing already. We did not start until after spring break due to a numbers issue.
Gotcha.
Like Megara, she also plays basketball.
Right.
So
right.
And they made a pretty deep run.
Yeah,
so
they did. We could talk about that call all day long. I think
I
you
heard
saw
about
it.
it.
Yeah, it was tough. Leading off, shortstop, Monica Franklin. So, yeah, we could talk about that all day long. And I tell you what, Megara came off the bench a couple of times for Coach Redmond and had some very productive minutes. It was good for her, and you saw a lot. Now, Franklin rips one, and that is off the wall. And she bobbles it coming around first, and she's going to turn around and go back.
She could have gone to second because the field umpire put out his arm for obstruction.
Interesting. So, can she go now?
No, she can't go now because she
now.
retreated
Okay.
to the base. If she'd have kept going, she would not been able to have been put out.
Center fielder Lily Hance. So Franklin leads off this inning, and that's a great place for them to start. You're not going to get all 3 runs back, and we've talked about this a lot last year, right? You're not going to get all 3 runs back.
Especially with the wind blowing in. We switched up bats this year, so we went from the composite home run bats to an aluminum bat to get away from the testing.
Got it. Interesting.
So your home run hitters will still hit home runs. Your girl that would sometimes hit one last year probably will not hit one this year.
And again, being fair, JC's your home run hitter.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, I'm trying to remember who else had pop. Obviously, Owens had pop. There's a walk.
Franklin has pop.
Yeah,
Haynes
Franklin's
has pop, and Megara has pop in her bat as well.
That's right. Pitcher JC4. So JC steps in. She's got runners at first and second, and Franklin and Hance. Franklin reached on a beautiful base hit to right center, and then Hance drew the walk, and that's driven to right field, over, and that's off the glove of Clark. 1 run will score. And Coach Morgan will hold up Lance at third, and JC with a nice piece of hitting. And, that wind.
That ball carried with that wind blowing in from the west.
Yep, for sure. Second baseman, Alex Magara.
That's the thing with slow pitch. You're never really out of it.
Reminds me of like Little League Baseball.
Yeah, yeah.
And I don't mean that negatively against girls here, but, we love watching Little League because it ends up, 12-11.
Yeah.
And it's that way. So a great opportunity for Magara with runners at second and third and nobody out. And she looks at a strike, so it's 0-2 now.
Now, this is one of the little nuances of slow pitch. If she were to hit a foul ball here, she would be out.
It's a good reminder because I completely forgot about that. In, ripped right to the shortstop, bobbled by Hilton. She's going to try to throw to first, and she decides not to. Runner scores, and Magara with a nice job ripped that to Hilton.
That was a hard hit ball. Sort of skidded on the turf and ate the shortstop up.
So JC stays at second.
Smart play.
Danny Perez steps in. That's a little inside. So Perez steps in, the left fielder. She had one rocked over her head in the first inning.
She took a step in on that.
And I wonder if the wind maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
You never know. And that, as we sit here and watch that flag, Sean, it's that thing dies to nothing at some point. Now it's standing up pretty good right now.
It's whipping pretty good out there. I'm glad we're in here.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, I had to take my sweatshirt off.
You know what? I just realized you did. You had a beautiful St. Louis Cardinal sweatshirt on. Shameless plug. 4-0 on this young season of the Cardinals. Now 2-2. Full count, 3-2. Nice eyes by Perez. Is a walk's as good as a base hit here.
Exactly. There's still nobody out in the inning.
She rips it again to short and quickly gets 4 out.
It was a hard hit ball, just right to her.
Right. Hilton was able to not get gobbled up like she did last time. Third baseman Bailey Dickerson. So Dickerson steps in. Still plenty of opportunities. First and second. Only 1 out. Dickerson will look at a first pitch strike. So Magara is still at second, if I'm not saying mistaken. Perez at first. I like the patience that Hilton, their shortstop, had. Get it over to third to Stevens, and then Stevens, not thinking she can get the runner, didn't force a throw.
Right. That's smart softball.
Now that's ripped. That's a base hit. In is charging King, and she'll do a nice job charging, and Coach Morgan will hold up the player there, but Dickerson gets a base hit.
Good piece of hitting.
To left field, and that'll bring up Jocelyn Williams. Your rover, Jocelyn Williams. So Jocelyn steps in here with ducks on the pond. We can use that term here, can't we?
Absolutely.
Okay, all right, making sure. I got some crossover terms that Andy's been teaching me. So
absolutely, ducks in the pond. One will get you 2 here.
That seemed a little deep, but that's going to be called a strike. So it's 0-2 quickly to Williams.
The other thing in slow pitch, there's supposed to be a max height and a minimum height.
Got it. Ripped to second. Gobbled up. Over to second. Not in time. Runner scores.
And just like that, we're tied
Williams.
up.
Yep. Jocelyn Williams gets the job done. I believe that was Magara that scored, if I'm not saying mistaken.
I believe you are correct, sir.
Right fielder, Harmony Zog. So Zog steps in now. Still 2 outs, runners first and third. Williams at first. And I believe that's Bailey Dickerson.
Yes, Dickerson's
at third. And that's going to be ripped to the to the third baseman. Long throw. Got her. But Union gets 3 runs, and we're knotted up at 3. Back in just a moment.
So you're lucky I showered.
Yeah. Great time bringing that back up. Brings up the audio, and all the fans here took a shower. Leading off for the Sandites, right fielder Ashlyn Clark. So Clark steps in. We're knotted at 3. And there's an adage in baseball, Sean, that says when your team puts up a crooked number, you want your pitcher to come out and throw strikes. Is that fair here?
Exactly. It's
okay.
You don't want. That's all JC's job is to throw strikes
and let her defense
let her defense work.
Got it. Big hole just off JC's left shoulder into right field and pull it. Hard throw, not in time. Dickerson, if Dickerson charges that ball, I think Bailey's got a shot at making that.
Yeah.
But quickly down the line was Ashlyn Clark. Next up, number 12, Abby Wakefield. So first pitch ball, Clark on first after she hustled. Dickerson charges that. I mean, that's a tough throw anyway. But that's going to be lifted. Perez underneath, and there's one away.
Good job by Danny learning from her mistake on the first one. Read the ball first and then made a move on it.
Number 25, Erica Silver. So Silver steps in, first pitch swinging. On the roster is the extra player, and she'll take a second run down and talk to the third base coach. And that's the other thing too. As I look at lineups, I've got 11 girls that are able to.
You can bat 11 in slow pitch.
Squibbler, Dickerson underneath it. Good job there. And quickly 2 away.
That's what you like to see.
Shortstop, Kelsey Hilton. That's ripped. Zog way back on it. Nice job by Harmony.
Good catch by Zog.
Wind might have wreaked a little havoc on her, but boy, howdy, she looks like she's done this a couple of times there, Sean.
She has really, really good speed. In the foot race, she's probably the fastest girl on the team.
Real well, and she showed off her wheels there. That's
absolutely.
For sure. Still knotted at 3. We're back in just a second.
Is that better?
Bree Arvey steps in here. Welcome back to the Union Sports Network. He's Sean Four. I'm Jim Douthit. Joined by the one and only Danny. Danny, you enjoying it back there, buddy? You learning it? You might not have heard him, but he said, learning a new sport. And, of course, Andy Irwin is the only reason that Sean and I sound so good.
So he's a magician.
Look so good. He is a magician for sure. 2-1, knotted at 3. Ripped.
Has got a chance. She got a good
And
read on
quickly
it.
in. Yeah, she got a good read on it, and that's Rector, their center fielder. She got a really good read on it and jumped in quickly, so quickly one away. Catcher, Trenia James. So James steps up. Nobody on it. She looks at a strike.
Just caught the outside corner.
Trenia looks like she's got some pop as well.
She can run into one.
Wind blowing in tonight. Game time temperature was about 39 degrees. Is that what it was?
Give or take. It was cold.
Yeah, it's cold, and it still is. Wind out of the northwest here. I'm no Travis Meyer, but I'm telling you right now, guys, it's chilly. It's chilly. 1-2. I tell you, we have stats on all these girls, but this is the first home game for Union this evening, and she strikes out on the foul ball. So James goes down. That'll be recorded as a strikeout. Shortstop, Monica Franklin. Franklin steps in, nobody on, and quickly 2 out. And what JC did to the Sandites, Barnes is attempting to do to Union right now. But
yeah,
Franklin's on, and she's 2 for 2.
With 2 really well-struck balls.
Mm-hmm. Another base hit to center. Center fielder, Lily Hance. So Lily steps in now. And I'm trying to remember, I used to talk about on the broadcast, the baseball broadcast all the time, the boys were really good last year with doing damage with 2 outs. And I'm trying to remember what the girls did last year with 2 outs. We didn't do a lot of damage, and I'm not taking anything away from them. It was a rough season.
It was very rough.
But man, when you look up there and that 2 outs doesn't bother you, that's a big thing. They don't worry about it. They just go up and do what they know how to do. Right. Makes all the difference. And
just try not to be too big in the moment and just go with what's given to you.
Swung on, and just like that, ripped to King. King charges. But another base hit. And in walks the girl. Pitcher, JC4.
She was excited to get started.
Yeah, I bet you she was. What'd she like to live with in the offseason? I don't know if we should we not talk about that? She ripped it to the second or third. Yeah, shortstop Hilton over just barely in time. Nice job by Hilton. She bobbled it a little bit, but
she just rolled over on that one, trying to hit it too hard. Mm-hmm. But that's all right. Still a tie game.
4 up, 3 down. We're still knotted at 3 and back in just a moment. Sandites. Number 7, Mckenna Stevens. So Mckenna Stevens steps in here. We're knotted at 3. Top of the third. And she'll rip one. Past Franklin. Hance will pick it up and throw it back in. And Stevens is on with a base hit. She doubled in the first. And Glasgow will step in. Second baseman, Abby Glasgow. Glasgow stepped in. She singled and scored in the first. Part of that 3-run inning for the Sandites. Ripped. Franklin backhands second base in time. Agara is not going to turn the 2, but that's okay, as Glasgow was hustling down the base pads. Good play there.
Absolutely. Played the long hop. set her feet.
First baseman, Addie Hughes. So Addie Hughes steps one away. Runner on first is Glasgow. Now, with the exception of a little bit of the jitters in the first inning, I think for all the girls, I like what I've seen so far. They seem to settle down. It was a great play by Franklin.
Yeah.
They're starting to just – it's first game of the season again.
First game, yeah.
You know. Well, that's inside, but called a strike.
Nice
2-1.
pitch. We'll take it.
Yes, you will. To Franklin. Again to Megara. She throws to first, not in time, but it doesn't carry him far enough to advance the runner. And that's where I want to see Megara just calm down a little bit, right?
Yeah, yeah. If she were to take that ball on the backside of the bag and push off and get out of the way of the runner,
center fielder Morgan Rector,
then she wouldn't have to worry about throwing over the runner, which caused that ball to go high.
Right. First pitch strike to Morgan Rector, center fielder. She had a base hit to right center field first time up. She's at it again. Megara underneath, nice play there. And we're out of the inning quickly. Bottom of the third coming up. You'll get to see, if I'm not sadly mistaken, Megara will lead it off coming up after this. Welcome back here. Bottom of the third, Megara to lead off. Base hit. She had a hard hit ball to Hilton that she couldn't come up with in the first inning. And she also scored a run. All the runs came in the first, so if you're just joining us, you missed a lot of action. Oh, and Hilton with a nice diving grab, and she can't come up with it, but what an effort.
Absolutely. Applaud the effort.
Yep, for sure. Record that as a base hit, but
absolutely. That ball was hit hard.
Yep.
She made a diving play on it.
Left fielder Danny Perez made a diving play on it, and you know the way Megara can run, that may have saved a double. I'm not too sure because I didn't see who was charging from the outfield, but Megara's got some wheels.
She does.
Saw her on the basketball court quite a bit. Hilton will charge over to first in time. And just like that, Perez is retired, and Hilton's got all the action going right now. Third baseman, Bailey Dickerson. Base hit to left field, her first time up. One away runner on second is Megara. And the pitch. A little deep, but called a strike anyway.
That was a little high, but
okay. Yeah, well, and you say high, I say deep. I mean, it's one of those things that's like, wow. To Hilton again. She'll look back Megara over to first and in time, and Dickerson's retired. And Sandite's got something special in Hilton, that's for sure. 0-0, Rover Jocelyn Williams. Williams up. She's 1 for 1 tonight.
Girls are they're not being patient waiting on the ball, and they're pulling everything. So it's going right to the shortstop.
See what happens here if she pulls it. She lifts that to center. Rector over underneath. And the side's retired. So a base hit by Megara is squandered as a ground out, 2 grounds out to short with Hilton with some nice plays and a pop out to Rector. And we're knotted at 3 heading to the 4th after this. Leading off for the Sandites, left fielder Kenzie King. So Kenzie King's lead off. She had a base hit to right center her first time up. That was back in the first inning. We're already in the 4th. Couple of quick innings here. We were joking about I turned down the music, and it was one song, Sean. Inning was over. I turned it up. It's still on the same song. So that last half inning was very, very quick. Popped up just out of the reach. But we talked about that's how innings go.
It can go that quick.
1-1 now to Kenzie King. As I said, she's 1 for 1 tonight. 4 with the delivery. Bobbled foul, 1-2. Swung on. Megara charges over to first in time. Well, I tell you what, and if Megara lets that ball play her,
she doesn't get her.
Yeah, not at all.
She got down the line quick.
Pitcher, Caden Barnes. Yeah, she did get down very, very quickly. Barnes steps in now. Back to 4. 4 takes her time, guns it to first, and there's 2 away. Well, I like the calm, cool.
She knew she had time.
Yeah, and she knew she had time, and she took her time and did it right. Livy Alexander steps in. She grounded out to second her first time out.
I don't like playing catch with her anymore because she throws too hard.
I bet she does. And that's ripped. Hands charges. She won't get there in time. And Alexander is on with a base hit. We're going to have a designated runner come in, number 14. Who is that, Sean?
Kaylee. I'm not exactly sure.
Okay, so we won't worry about it. Right fielder, Ashlyn Clark. So Livy Alexander gets the base hit. Clark steps in, the right fielder. She had a hard hit to third base that Dickerson couldn't come up with.
It looks like she got down the line quick.
Mm-hmm. Very, very quick. She'll rip it again to Dickerson. Dickerson over. Throws to second. In time. Nice job by Megara.
Called her safe off the bat.
Called her safe, but I believe she tagged her. I would appeal to the home plate umpire and let them have a little conversation, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen.
That was the right play by Dickerson. A weak ground ball like that with a speedy runner going to first, get the girl at second, but
Wakefield steps in now, yeah, for sure. And that's back to 4. 4 corrals it over to first, and no damage done.
No damage done.
We're through 3.5, knotted at 3. Harmony Zog to lead off here. Andy Irwin, thank you. Still knotted at 3. Now, is this good pitching? Is it good defense? Is it poor hitting? What are we looking at here exactly, Sean?
A little bit of all three.
Okay. And that's fair.
And it's like we said earlier, this is our opener. It's going to take you can simulate in the cage all you want, but
can't simulate the wind out of the northwest at 39 degrees. I don't think we do that to our girls. That's for sure. And those are the tough things. Those are the tough things. Popped foul, and she's out of. She'll strike out. She grounded out to third her first time up. Struck out this time. First baseman, Bree Arvey. So Bree popped out in the second, popped out into center field in the second. She looks at a first pitch strike. JC come to you being the lone senior on this crew and say, Dad, what do I need to do here? Or has she been here enough?
She's been here enough. She was her and Sidney and one other girl that doesn't play anymore were the first group of 7th graders to ever play softball for Union. So she's been around enough she knows what she needs to do.
Right. And is she vocal with it, or is it what we're seeing on the mound? She just goes out and does her thing. And then hopefully these girls follow from there. Struck out.
That ball looked a little inside, but.
Strike out on the evening, and that's 3. Catcher, Trinaya James. So James steps in, 2 outs. 2 recorded strikeouts, I should say, by Barnes.
You don't see that too often in slow pitch.
I mean, she's got 3 on the evening. If I'm sad, I missed. 3 on the evening. Yep. Trinaya struck out the first time up. Go ahead.
It helps with the 2 strike and the foul ball count as a strikeout.
Mm-hmm. There it is again. So what is she doing? What's Barnes doing from the circle that's causing this? There's another foul ball, and it looked like it just kind of died in the dirt.
She may be putting a little bit of backspin on it, like I was telling you JC does. You watch her hand here. She's putting a little spin on it.
Mm-hmm. So 1 and 2. I looked over at Coach Morgan down there, and Brett's telling her, hey, calm down. Don't chase everything. That'll be inside.
In slow pitch, you do not get the hit by pitch.
You do not, yeah.
No.
I was going to say, if you can't get out of the way of that, right, it's different when it's 89 miles an hour coming at you. Outside, boy, she wanted it.
Yeah,
Boy,
she gets those happy feet.
She leaned in. Full count now to James. Nobody on. 2 outs here. Bottom of 4th. The pitch. Strike her out. So 3 up and 3 down, and all 3 recorded on a strikeout, Sean.
You don't see that very often.
Not at all. Not at all. We're headed to the 5th. Knotted at 3 after this. Early. Welcome back here. Red Hawks. Let's talk a little baseball real quick. Their next home game is Monday, March 28th as Union welcomes in Stillwater Pioneers right here at 6 p.m. at the Union Baseball and Softball Complex. And, of course, we're going to get to bring that to you live right here on the Union Sports Network. And, Sean, those boys are looking to do some damage this year.
Yeah,
great start for their season.
So what'd they go? 4-1, 3-1 in
3-1 in Arizona, 7-2 overall, and playing really, really well. Leading off for the Sandites. Number 25, Erica Silver.
We were at the Jenks game where they lost, and that was a brutally cold, windy day.
I heard it was cold. I heard it was windy. When I asked Coach Newkirk about it, he didn't want to talk about that. All he wanted to talk about is how his kids did not play to his potential. And I'm like, wow, I get it. You're never satisfied as a coach.
No,
I get it.
No,
because Jinx had to play in those conditions.
Exactly.
And that's
There's
ripped.
a rip.
Perez over, can't get it, and that'll roll to the wall. Perez on her horse. She was really hustling to get it. And Silver's in with a stand-up double.
That ball was scorched.
That was hit hard. Shortstop, Kelsey Hilton. So Hilton steps in. She popped out to right field in the second, and a base hit started off this game in the first as we go back to the top of the order. And that's ripped. Hance
Can of
underneath.
corn.
Nice catch, can of corn. Look at you. Hance with a good job, and again, that flag's still standing up. Third baseman, Mckenna Stevens. And that's ripped. Perez in. Oh, what a catch!
What a catch!
Oh, Danny Perez.
Going back over the shoulder.
Welcome to Union softball, young lady. Perez with an over-the-shoulder catch.
Well done.
Second baseman, Abby Glasgow. As Glasgow steps in, Franklin can't get her glove down on it. That was well hit. That almost had eyes.
Yeah,
it?
yes. Seeing eye single.
Yep. First baseman, Addie Hughes. So Addie Hughes steps in, runners at first and third. And I'm going to say Perez's catch definitely saves some damage here. As it's to Franklin, she'll quickly toss to McGar, and we're out of the inning. And just like that.
That leadoff double does not matter.
Doesn't matter at all. And Perez, again, made a great attempt on that ball.
Yeah, absolutely. Gave it all she had and just came up a little empty on that one, but then turns around and a la Willie Mays.
Boy, howdy. I mean, over the shoulder, I was like, oh. And again, it looks like she came in on that ball at first, and then she had to turn on the jets to turn around and get it. And so that was something else.
The outfielder's deadliest sin is first step in.
Yep. Yeah, that's for sure. Yep. Willie Hayes Mays. That's right. Oh, my gosh. Out come the
major league reference.
Yeah, all kinds of references. We can go all night on these.
It was too high.
It was too high. Oh, I'm glad we kept it here. Just for you folks at home, you're probably wondering, what are these boys talking about? All right, so if I'm not sadly mistaken, Monica Franklin's going to lead it off.
We are at the top of the order.
At the top of the order. So 1, 2, and 3 coming up here for Union.
Got to do some damage here.
Shortstop, Monica Franklin. So Franklin steps in, knotted at 3, bottom of the 5th, playing 7, maybe
and
more.
All the runs have come in the first inning.
First inning. But it's been really good softball, and I'm going to be honest with you. I'm oblivious to what the Sandites' record is coming into this.
I don't know either.
But I really do like the way the girls have played in these first 4.5 innings.
Yeah.
5.5, 4.5 innings, 5.5 innings. I mean, just because of, again, we talked about youth, the one senior in JC. They've made some mistakes, but boy, they've come right back and taken care of business. Yeah. Now they got to get the bats going.
Exactly. They didn't let those errors snowball into a bigger inning or anything like that. They just
relaxed.
Yeah.
And just like that, ripped right at Wakefield, and there's one away. Center fielder, Lily Hance. Slowly walked in the first, base hit to left field in the second. So she's 1 for 1, looks at a strike. And you need the top of the order to be patient here.
You need them to produce.
And that, just like that, that's ripped. That's over the head to the wall. King was looking at it. She came in on it for a second, and Lily's in with a stand-up double.
Nice hit by Hance. The wind's blowing in from left field, but you can get that ball up there. It will carry some.
Yeah, a little bit. Pitcher, JC4. Doubled in the first, grounded out. The shortstop in the second. 4 looks at first pitch strike. Very patient as JC standing at the back of the batter's box right now. And she'll rip that one.
Good base hit right there.
Lily will stop at third. And we've got first and second for Megara coming up.
Good piece of hitting by JC right there. Took an inside pitch and just
drilled it
to left field.
Second baseman, Alex Megara. Megara's 2 for 2, base hit. 2 really hard base hits, I should say, to Hilton that she couldn't come up with. When if she can get that up or find that hole, and there's a big one. Just like that, she pops it up. Boy, she jumped on the first one. Oh, and nobody talked, and that falls harmlessly. JC's got to hold up at second because nobody was talking. And they both are pointing fingers between Wakefield and Clark. They're kind of pointing fingers at each other.
That was the right center fielder's ball all day long, unless she lost it.
Got it. Left fielder, Danny Perez. So Perez steps in here after a great Willie Mays Hayes catch, as Andy Irwin would like to say it.
She lost that one in the sun, too.
Yeah.
Clark and Wakefield, it seemed like either miscommunication or, like you said, lost it, and she just couldn't find it up there in the clouds. And just like that, there's 2 away. Third baseman, Bailey Dickerson. So 1 run comes across. Really like to have another couple, but who wouldn't?
Exactly.
You know, who wouldn't? Runners at first and second, and boy, if 4 knows that's fallen, if she could have picked up that ball and taken off running, she's a smart base runner. Again, lifted out there. Wakefield and Clark talk. Clark picks it up, but Union gets 1 across. They lead 4-3 heading to the 6th. So Morgan Rector steps in. 1-run lead now. This is going to change JC's approach because, man, she's been lights out. And the team has been for the last 2-4 innings. Does this change her approach at all?
No, her approach is just to throw strikes and let the defense work. If she tries to start placing the ball, she'll throw too many balls.
Got it.
And that's what kills you in slow pitch is when your pitcher walks people, because there's no defense for a walk like
Makes
that.
a lot of sense. Got it. 2-1. Swung on back to 4. 4's been her best defenseman tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, everything back to her, just calm and cool and collective. Left fielder, Kenzie King.
She's that music is still out there, even though it's turned in.
Quick out right there.
And another out.
3 unassisted.
Pitcher, Caden Barnes. As Caden Barnes steps in, she singled at an RBI and ground out to the pitcher, so she's 1 for 2. Part of that 3-run inning was Barnes in the first. Rip just past
her.
4. And runner is safe at first. Hands come over to grab that. Catcher, Livy Alexander. So Livy Alexander steps in. She rips one. Nice glove by Williams out there. And there's 1 away. Or excuse me, there's 3 away. That's so funny. I looked up and I was like, that's the first out?
No, I was
yeah,
quick.
you're just so fast on it. Sean's doing multiple jobs just like I am. So I tell you what, I'm going to take a break as well. We're back in just a minute. Leading off for the Red Hawks, your rover, 00, Jocelyn Williams. I think I got the music squared away, Mr. Irwin. I'm hoping. You're welcome. You're welcome. So Jocelyn steps in. Base hit in the first, popped out to center in the third. Clinging to a 1-run lead. And again, Sean, I know we'd love another number up there. And just like that.
That's in the gap.
That's in the gap. Base hit between Rector and King, and she's going to stretch it into a double and some wheels by Williams.
Good base running by Williams. Lead off double. You got to like that. A little awkward slide into second, but that doesn't matter. She's safe.
We'll take it. Right fielder, Harmony Zog.
Now, this is where you really need the bottom of your lineup to come up for you. Come up big.
Well, just like that. That looked like a pitch that you could drive.
A little bit in her head with the last at bat, but you got to take that and shelve it. Learn from it.
Mm-hmm. Just like that, it's 0-2. She looked back over her shoulder at Coach Morgan.
Tell you what, Coach Morgan is very good at just keeping the girls just focused,
level-headed. Just like that, that would have been an out anyway.
Yeah.
Pop up. So the first baseman will step in now. First baseman, Bree Arvey. So Arvey steps in. She popped out to center and struck out first 2 times up. That'll be deep.
I think this is Bree's first time playing slow pitch. Now, she has played fast pitch from what JC has told me.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a new experience playing slow pitch if you've never done it before.
Right. Yeah, for sure. Everything about it from a batter's perspective, it seems different. Outfield though,
No,
go get ball,
yeah.
put player out, right?
That's it.
Popped up, and that's going to fall fair. That'll advance one runner there. They're going to hold her at third. Hey, and you know what?
Hey,
we'll take
what you get.
Yep.
Take what they give you.
An infield single there. And Trinaya James is going to step up now. Catcher Trinaya James. So Trinaya steps in, and it's time for her to do some damage. She struck out twice tonight, which is unheard of. Like that, back to the pitcher. Over to second. Oh, and it's thrown into outfield, and a run will score. And just like that, she'll reach on an error. And another run comes across as Jocelyn Williams gets across. Shortstop, Monica Franklin. And with one away, we're back to the top of the order, Sean. Coach Morgan's going to call for time.
It's like Trinaya's tying her shoe.
Oh.
It's so funny, the girls with the gloves, with their batting gloves on. It's so hard to tie a shoe with them.
Well, you're tying a shoe on with the gloves. And typically the girls would take them off when you're on base, but by golly, it's cold. It's so darn cold. You're going to leave them on.
A little bit of a mist falling here.
Mm-hmm. You could see Jerry Daly with the stocking cap on. He's got gloves on as well. He looks down to Coach Morgan. They have a giggle.
Channel 6 says it feels like it's 39 degrees outside.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Speaking of plugs, if you want to sponsor this fine program, you can reach out to our fine athletic department, 918-357-7410.
I thought you were going to talk about my bald spot with the plugs.
No, we're... I had a conversation about Rogaine during basketball season. When I went back to watch the replay, what does our great camera folks do? Nice shot, right on my bald spot. Now Casey's losing his hair too, but he's not losing it that way.
That ball is roped.
Right to Rector, runner tags and advances to third. Another pop out to center, but they do move the runner, and there's two away. Center fielder Lily Hance. So Lily steps in now. Boy, I'll tell you what, she hits a hard one. I think we can get one across.
Absolutely.
One across here. Lead is 5-3. And runs are good. 1-1. One and two now. At this point, do you want to test Hilton again? Rip it to the shortstop and see what she does?
Well,
or
not really.
Okay.
You just want to get the ball in the outfield.
Just like that. King rushes in. She's underneath it. But Union gets one across. We head to the top of the seventh. Redhawks are up 5-3. Don't forget, Union Soccer has a home game this Friday as ladies and men welcome in the Bixby Spartans. Girls kick off at 6, men at 8 at the Union Soccer Complex on the campus of the 8th Grade Center. Don't forget, if you can't make it, you could join Brandon McCones live on the Union Sports Network starting at 6 p.m. That's unionsportsnetwork.com. Red Hawk Soccer this Friday, starting at 6. Back live here. I believe Ashlyn Clark will lead it off for the Sandites. Leading off for Sand Springs, right fielder Ashlyn Clark. So Clark steps in.
She's hit it
And
to
the
Dickerson.
scoreboard just went off. And now it's back on. Squibbled foul.
That is her MO right there, is just chop it to third and let her
wheels
speed.
work. Yeah.
Dickerson takes a couple steps in, try to cut that off.
Mm-hmm. You could see now she's coming in like that. She's had 2 base hits to third. She's going to try to get it again. Dickerson knows it. And something I noticed, and I'll tell you about in a second. Next up, number 12, Abby Wakefield. So Wakefield steps in. One thing that I just noticed in 4, Dickerson bobbled it a little bit. You could see that she was kind of like what to do, and JC just held up her hand like, hey, just give it to me. Let's not get crazy. Let's not get crazy. And we're back to the top of we're at the bottom of the lineup. Number 25, Erica Silver. So Silver steps in. She popped out to third, then doubled to left. She's 1 for 2 tonight. And this is where Union needs to buckle down.
Yeah, just buckle down.
We've seen how quick outs come. Over to short in time. Nice play there.
Nice play. As soon as Dickerson didn't realize she couldn't get to the ball, she retreated right back to third base. Now we're back at the top. Shortstop, Kelsey Hilton. So Hilton steps in. Great job by Franklin. Get over there, set her feet, quick throw. Dickerson, I mean, everybody did their job, and that was veteran. That was almost veteran type stuff. And you want to see them get better at this. Yeah, absolutely.
As the year progresses. Again, knowing this is game 1 of a season that hopefully will take them deep into May.
Yeah, absolutely. That is JC's stated goal, is to make it back to state.
Mm-hmm. Base runner will step in. Erica Silver takes a seat. And that's going to be passed. Now, let's talk about that for a second. Pass ball like that, runners go?
No,
nobody can advance in slow pitch. Okay, not even. I knew they couldn't with the pitch, but I didn't know with a pass ball you could take off or not. So Kelsey Hilton, base hit in the first, popped out in the second, popped out in the 5th. So she's 1 for 3, but can flat open it up.
Ball's getting wet.
And 4 looks over. And she'll get it.
I joke around with the pitchers on the fast pitch team and that they're prima donnas and they can't. If a ball's got a mark on it, they can't throw it.
Well, that's part of our society. You think about look at baseball, right?
Yeah.
How many baseballs they go through in a game? You talk about a contract that I would love to have. I should have made baseballs, and that's ripped. Lance way back, and it's gone. It is gone. A 3-run bomb from Kelsey Hilton. And the Sandites are back on top. Boy, and I look at that, and I just looked at the flag, and my goodness.
Yeah, she hit that ball hard.
Well, she hit that ball hard, and look at the flag now.
Yeah,
the flag has died to nothing. But what a bomb by Hilton. Third baseman, Mckenna Stevens.
It's limited damage now. It's just 1 run.
1 out. Franklin underneath it to first. Not in time. Boy, she threw that one right by Arvy, and Arvy just kind of looked at it. That thing was on a rope, and if it would have been close if it was on time. So another ball gets thrown away. Second baseman, Abby Glasgow. So Glasgow steps in. after a 3-run bomb by Hilton.
That could be 2.
There's 1. Megara turns, throws, in time, double play. Nice job. Megara turning that, and a nice leave by Franklin to get that ball over there. So we head to the 7th. Union down by 1.
A little Oppo taco would be
Yeah,
good.
it'd be all right. JC steps up. She's got a big smile on her face. She enjoy every part of this, doesn't she?
Every part of it.
Right. I mean,
She doesn't
competitive
like
as
to-
it y'all get
Oh,
out,
yeah.
right? Leading off for Union, pitcher JC4.
In her defense, she gets it honest because both her mom and I, if we're playing the game, we better be winning or it's not fun.
Right. Monopoly night's got to be just a heavenly time at your house, I imagine, aren't they?
If I'm winning, it's awesome.
Yeah, but let's be honest. It's a house full of women for you,
A house full.
you know?
Even the dog's a girl.
Yeah, oh, okay. There you go. That's ripped.
That's what you got to do.
And there's a base hit, and just like that, the senior comes through as a base hit to center field. Rector quickly gets it back in. But just like that, runner on.
You see her over there joking with Coach Pease about that first swing.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Second baseman, Alex Megara.
She was wanting to go to right field on that first pitch that she fouled off.
Right.
Because the right fielder, there's a big gap down the line.
Boy, there is down there. Inside. 1-0. Yeah, there's a big gap there, and I don't know what it is. It seems like there's a bigger than normal gap around the U in center field.
That's
And
down.
That's down. Another base hit. They'll hold up 4 at second. And just like that, we got a little rally going. 2 on. Left fielder Danny Perez coming up. Left fielder number 10, Danny Perez.
Now, I know Danny is a freshman because her and my youngest daughter are in the same – they have
Same
some
classes together.
Yeah.
Yep. And she's due. She's grounded out to short twice and popped out to short. Patience right here.
Yeah, don't try to do too much. JC's already in scoring position at second.
Perez looks, pops. That may get over the head. Coach Morgan will hold him up there, and the bases are loaded again. That's a nice piece of hitting by Perez. And that just squibbled over the second baseman.
It's a tough play for JC to read.
Mm-hmm. Third baseman, Bailey Dickerson. So Bailey steps in. Ducks on the pond again, but better than last time, nobody out here.
Exactly. Sack fly ties the game. Should advance every runner if it's to the right part of the field.
0-1 looks, pops. Catcher mask off, but it's out of play. But it's 0-2. This is where I tell Bailey just to relax.
Yeah.
Right.
She knows how to do it, so just relax.
New ball. Barnes, and I don't know how many balls Coach Morgan brought with him, but we've got 2 more games tonight as the Spartans will take on the Sandites, or excuse me, not the Spartans, but that's ripped. Yeah, the Bruins will. Back to the – boy, right back to the pitcher. And she'll quickly throw home and get the lead runner.
That's okay.
Next up,
It's
00, Jocelyn Williams.
just one out.
Yep. Bottom of the order, and this is where we like to see the bottom of this lineup take care of business. There's just one out, and again, bases are loaded. Everybody's going on a hit, so let's see if Sand Springs can come unnerved a little bit here as mist begins to fall.
That's a good take there. You're ahead in the count, so
Make her throw a strike in that case.
Make her throw a strike.
That's ripped down the line. Get fair. Oh, boy, howdy.
Good thinking.
Wanted that one.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That would have been a walk-off if you could hear Andy Irwin behind us, controlling our camera, producing, directing, doing everything here alongside Danny Lopez back there. 3-2. Good take there. Surprised.
I don't know if I would have taken it with 2 strikes.
Yeah. She got away with it. 3-2 delivery, one away. Popped up.
On the infield.
That's going to be an infield. Hilton underneath, and there's 2 away. Right fielder, Harmony Zog. So Zog, the last hope here for the Red Hawks in the bottom of the 7th. Bases are loaded. And a big spot for Zog. Delivers. Squibbler. That's going to be trouble. Everybody hustles. Everybody's safe. Runner comes home, and it's over.
Game.
Oh, my. A great piece of running there by Danny Perez. 2 score, and it's a walk-off. And Union wins the first game of the season, and a little bit of celebration there as they take game 1 tonight. Heads up running by Perez. Heads up coaching by Coach Morgan, Sean, for sure.
Absolutely.
And Union will take the first game. So we're going to take a break here. The Sandites are going to come in. They'll play Bartlesville. And then we'll be back at approximately, 7:30? 7:30 or so with game number 2. Union takes game 1. We're back at 7:30 for game number 2 right here on the Union Sports Network.